Hi guys, how's it going? I thought that I would do an update video as it was requested by someone, and fair enough because it's been 2 or 3 years since I was last seriously making vlogs. So much has happened in that time, and seeing as I'm now coming back to YouTube, which is awesome, I'm so stoked for it, I thought it would be best to maybe bridge some of those gaps. So the first thing that you might have noticed, because it's really obvious, is that I've cut my hair. And I did that on the winter solstice last year in 2019. That was coincidental timing. My hairdresser just happened to be free on that day, but just seems so apt to just have a massive change and let go of something that I was actually really attached to. And I didn't know why I was so attached to it. I didn't know whether I didn't want to cut my hair because I really liked having longer hair, or whether it was because of some kind of unconscious thinking that women should have longer hair. But really what I wanted to do was chop it all off. So I did. I did it in 2 stages basically. So when I first cut it shorter, it was quite a big chop. My hairdresser was like, "Are you sure?" And I loved that. But then I kind of, after maybe a week of having it at that length, I was like, I really want to go even shorter than that. And I loved it at that length. I loved it when it was super short. Just thought it looked really cool. At the minute, during lockdown, I can't get it cut. So it's currently growing out, and yeah, I think it looks quite nice at the minute. I am sort of intending to maybe grow this top bit out and clean up the sides and the back, but you know, we'll see. And the best thing to come out of it has just been a feeling of just liberation and freedom, not feeling like I have to have long hair or I have to have short hair, that I can just choose at any point in my life what I want to do with my hair and not feel so attached to a certain image. I think that's probably one of the coolest things that I've experienced in the past 5 months. So the second thing is that I bought a van. I'd been sort of dreaming about van life, you know, seeing it online and just seeing people living this way of life that I thought would be really cool. And I was really lucky that at the time I had a car, so I knew that I could sell that and have a bit of money to put towards the van. It's called Jean-Claude Van Damme, which was named by my best friend, JC for short, and yeah, he is a 2012 Peugeot partner, short wheelbase, so I went for basically just like a really compact box van because I just wanted to keep things really simple and have a vehicle that I could use as a daily run around if I needed to, as well as being able to do van life. And I have done. I've taken JC to Wales, to the Lake District, Peak District. I've driven him to the Midlands for some filming and then also stayed in the van at the same time. And whilst I was working full time, I did 5 to 9 adventures in the van. 5 to 9 adventures, if you don't know about them, look up a guy called Alistair Humphreys. He basically introduced me to 5 to 9 adventures. They're essentially adventures that you fit in between the end of a working day and the beginning of the next working day. So at the end of work, I would take myself off in my van, drive to a really lovely spot, cook myself some dinner on a camp stove, camp out in my van, and then drive back to work the following morning. And there was always something a little bit sort of like a naughty school child kind of feeling about it, like I'd just been up to something naughty. Yeah, it felt really fun, and the van basically allowed me to do that. It's just opened up a whole world of new adventures for me and a whole new way of life as well. It really ties in so well into minimalism, in the sense that you really can't store very much in there at all. So you really kind of come to realise just how little you really need, but also it's a really intentional way of life. So, you know, van life is not as convenient as living within 4 walls. You don't have access to running water, you don't have electricity, you don't have Wi-Fi, but there's so much joy in that too. If you've watched my most recent lockdown minimalism video, you'll see that I mentioned that I went on a climbing trip in Spain. We basically got a recommendation from a friend about the most awesome freshwater tap that anybody could use, and stuff like that, you know, is things that I would never have found if I was staying in a place that had running water of its own. Van life has opened up a whole new realm of opportunities, and I'm absolutely loving having a van. The third thing is that I have a new girlfriend. My previous girlfriend, Kate, that you would have seen in previous vlogs, her and I broke up, and yeah, we just went our separate ways. There's no bad feelings there at all. I'm still super grateful that she introduced me to minimalism. But yeah, we just didn't work as a couple anymore. So I was single for about 7 or 8 months, and in that time I started to just tune into who I was without somebody else, you know, and asking myself what I really wanted, what sparked joy for me. And ultimately what I discovered was that I love the outdoors. I love sharing and connecting with people, particularly through forms like this, through vlogging. And so then after that sort of 7-8 month period, I then met my new girlfriend Frankie, and she is an absolute badass. I mean, she is a true adventure queen. She climbs, she skis, she hikes, she wild swims, and before she broke her ankle, she was also trail running. So bearing in mind that she broke her ankle so severely and had to have reconstructive surgery on it about 8-9 months ago, she's now back to almost all of those things. The only thing that she doesn't do is trail running at the minute. Yeah, she truly is an actual badass, and she's really hot. For the time that we've been together, she has just massively inspired me and opened up my world into so many new adventures, so many new possibilities. I'm just super grateful that she's in my life in the capacity that she is. So you'll definitely be seeing more of her in these vlogs. Go check her out on Instagram. You'll find her at Frankie_Dua, and go give her some love and give her a follow. So on the note of Instagram, number 4 of new things is that I set up a new Instagram profile called @Frit starting at 30. Essentially what I wanted to do was have a fresh start, a clean slate, and a new account where I could document that change that I was going through at the time, as well as leading up to now, where I'm now documenting van life and all of my outdoors adventures. So yeah, if you haven't checked that out yet, please do. You'll find it at Frit starting at 30. Go give that a follow. Okay, number 5 is that when I'm not living in my van or in Frankie's van, I am now living at my parents' house. After the breakup, I decided to move back in with them rather than finding a place on my own, and I've been hugely lucky to be able to do that. I know not everybody can. They were close enough to my work at the time where I could then commute, and I'm hugely lucky and hugely grateful that they basically allowed me to move back in, and to basically move back in indefinitely. I think my mum really enjoys it. I'm not sure about my dad. He's stopped asking me now when I'm going to move out, but yeah, I think they basically got so used to having just them two in the house that I think now having me back was a bit odd, but it has given us such a great opportunity to be able to establish a new adult relationship between each other. The last time I lived there for such a long period of time was basically you know, from when I was a kid to when I was 18, and then I went off to university. So yeah, we've sort of worked out new dynamics of how to live with each other, and I think that's really strengthened our family bond and helped us to understand each other better. So it's been interesting, but it's also been really positive, really beneficial. And yeah, it also means that there are going to be more decluttering videos from my parents' house, which if you've seen any of my decluttering videos from my parents' house before, you'll know that it's exhausting. It's a huge mountain to climb. I've got so much stuff there still. All of it's just childhood stuff that just needs to go, but I'm hugely sentimental, so going through it's really difficult. Now is the right time to do it, so those vlogs are going to be coming up. Oh man, I'm intimidated at the thought of it already, but also quite excited. So update number 6 is that in the past 2-3 years I've had 2 jobs. They were working at a Cotswold outdoor store, and I also worked for a really awesome company called the Bear Grylls Survival Academy. But now, however, I'm back to being a freelance filmmaker and photographer, and this is really where I want to go. I had a bit of a break from it, I guess as like a creative break, and actually it's recharged my batteries to be able to come back and give everything to it again. Unfortunately, due to coronavirus, all of my work bar one project has fallen through this year, which is super gutting. But what it has meant is that it's opened an opportunity up for me to get back to vlogging, and it has been such a joy to come back to vlogging, honestly. I've loved every video that I've made recently. I've loved documenting what Frankie and I have been up to, touching upon minimalism again. Yeah, it's just been so good to come back to it. So I'm setting my intentions to now pursue and go forward as an outdoor adventure filmmaker and photographer, and get serious about vlogging. What I'm thinking at the minute is that I'll do seasons of vlogs, and that means that there can be a dedicated time where I make them, and then I'll take a little bit of time off for a break and recharge, and then make a new batch and put that out as the next season. I think that could all work really, really well. So yeah, let me know what you would like to see in these vlogs. This video that I'm making now was a suggestion by someone, so yeah, I am happy to take recommendations and suggestions from you. Anything and everything, let me know. Number 7 is that I've been learning a lot over the past 2 to 3 years. Activity wise, I've learnt to climb outdoors, I've learnt to ski, I've learnt to stand up paddleboard, canoe, and most recently I've been relearning how to cycle. And what I mean by that is that I've managed to change my mindset about cycling so that I basically don't put myself down before I've started cycling, which was a thing that I used to do all the time. I used to tell myself I can't climb hills, and then I wouldn't be able to because I'd already be thinking that. So yeah, relearning how to cycle with a new mentality has been so cool. But learning as an adult is really, really hard. And that's something I've learned as well. I don't think I've really put myself out of my comfort zone as much as I have over the past few years. And there's a lot that goes on with that, you know. There's a lot of adjusting, there's lots of pep talks, lots of trying to just soothe monkey brain down, who, you know, doesn't want me to do any of it. And then, you know, learning how to celebrate those wins when you get them. A really tough process, not gonna lie, but hugely rewarding, and such a privilege that I've been able to do that over the past few years. Internally, I've also been learning a lot as well. I've been learning a lot about my habits, about my tendencies. If you haven't taken the 4 tendencies quiz, by the way, by Gretchen Rubin, do, because it's fascinating. I've been learning a lot about my values, about my triggers, trying to hold boundaries, healthy boundaries. You know, a couple of years ago, my mental health wasn't great. I was feeling pretty lost, and like I didn't really have a sense of purpose. And now I can honestly say that I feel the most confident that I have done in years, or maybe ever. Ultimately, I think what it is that I feel a sense of trust in my network of people that I surround myself with. So essentially, I kind of owe my more positive mental health at the minute to them, because really they're the ones who have helped me to come through that darker patch that I was in, and now really feeling as if I'm able to develop my feelings of self-love and self-worth. And that's all, you know, a work in progress at the moment. It very much dips and troughs. It's something that I feel like I now have headspace to work on, and yeah, I'd love to document that process too in these vlogs. So mental health videos will be coming out also. So the final thing, number 8, is that I am on 2 podcasts. That's only happened really recently. I've basically recorded for those in the past couple of weeks, and that's been kind of like a bit of a goal ticked off. I've wanted to be on a podcast for quite a long time. I guess I felt like I just wasn't really worthy enough to be on one, or that I wasn't doing cool enough stuff, but the universe has gifted me 2 opportunities to be on 2 awesome podcasts. So the first one is called the Belong Conversation podcast, and that's shortened down to BelongCon. That's run by a good friend of mine called Alice Reeves, just an incredible human being doing incredible work, essentially creating safe spaces for people to find a sense of belonging. We just had an incredible conversation about what I've been up to since 2017, because in October 2017 I gave a talk at a BelongCon event in Brighton, and you can watch that talk actually on their BelongCon YouTube channel. So yeah, we basically had a catch up of what I've been doing, I guess kind of like this video, but we went into a lot of depth about our feelings and our emotions, particularly with the virus at the moment and lockdown, and that is out now. Please do check that out. I will put a link down in the description, and let me know what you think. That was such a joyous experience. I absolutely loved that, and yeah, to the point where I cried at one point in it. And the second one is for another incredible podcast called The Outdoors Fix. It's run by such an inspirational, friendly and lovely woman called Liv Bolton, and essentially it's a podcast to help make the outdoors a bigger part of your life, and it's just such a heartwarming podcast. I mean, the guests on there are just ridiculously cool. I can't believe that I get to join the likes of some of those people on there. The new season of The Outdoors Fix, in which my episode features, is coming out on April 26th. So yeah, once that's out, I will let you know. But in the meantime, please do check out both BelongCon and The Outdoors Fix. Give their episodes a listen, download, subscribe, because both podcasts are just doing incredible things, I think, just to help other people find positivity in their lives. Yeah, I think they're just contributing so beautifully to that. And that's pretty much it, I think. I think that's caught you up on all the major things that's been going going on over the past few years. Quite a bit's happened, but I'll be documenting so much more from now on, and like I've just said throughout the video, I'm just so excited to be back to vlogging. There's been a real sort of vlogging shaped hole in my heart recently, and being able to come back to it has been such a joy. So thank you to all of you who have watched these latest videos and who have left me comments to welcome me back. I mean, I can't even begin to explain just how heartwarming that's been for me to read. Just the affirmation that coming back to vlogging is the right thing. It's just been so lovely to read those comments. So thank you, thank you, thank you. As I said before, if there's any vlogs that you would like to see, then please let me know in the comments. Thank you so much again for watching this video. I hope you're all staying healthy, happy and connected during this uncertain time at the moment, and I hope these videos are bringing you a form of positive escapism. Don't forget to hit that big thumbs up if you like this video, and hit that subscribe button too, because as I said, there's going to be so many more videos coming out and I cannot wait to make them. Alright, take care guys, I'll see you soon. Bye.